The last passenger 3 years ago. I worked the night shift at a small gas station outside of town. Nothing ever happened there. Most nights were quiet. A few tired drivers, truckers buying coffee, people stopping for snacks. But one night changed everything. It was around 2:30 a.m. when an old black car pulled into the parking lot. I remember it clearly because the headlights were off. The car just slowly rolled in through the darkness and stopped near pump number 3. A man stepped out. Tall. Pale. Wearing a long gray coat even though it was summer. Something about him felt wrong. He walked into the store without saying a word. I tried to act normal. "Good evening," I said. He didn't answer. He just stared at the security camera hanging in the corner of the ceiling. Then he smiled. Not a normal smile. The kind that makes your stomach drop. Finally, he spoke. "Do you ever feel like someone is watching you after you leave here?" I laughed nervously and said, "Not really." He kept smiling. "You will tonight." Then he placed a bottle of water on the counter and handed me cash. His hands were freezing cold. I gave him the change as fast as possible. Before leaving, he leaned closer and quietly said, "Whatever happens, don't look in your backseat while driving home." Then he walked outside. I watched him through the window. He got into the car. But the weird part? The car never started. No engine sound. No headlights. It just slowly disappeared into the darkness like it was never there. I barely slept after that. At 5 a.m. my shift ended, and I finally drove home. The roads were empty. No cars. No people. I kept thinking about what the man said. "Don't look in your back seat." I told myself it was just some creepy joke. But then about 10 minutes into the drive, I noticed something strange in my mirror. A shadow. Sitting in the back seat. I froze. My heart started pounding. I wanted to look so badly, but I remembered his warning. So I kept my eyes on the road. Then I heard breathing behind me. Slow. Heavy. Right next to my ear. I started driving faster. The breathing got louder. Then a voice whispered, "Look at me." I almost crashed. Every instinct told me to turn around. But I didn't. I drove all the way home without looking back once. The second I parked, I jumped out of the car and ran inside my apartment. I locked every door, every window. I didn't sleep at all. The next morning, I finally went back to my car. The back seat was empty, but there was something there. A bottle of water. The exact same one the man bought at the gas station. And taped to it was a note. It said, "You survived because you listened." I quit that job the same day. And ever since then, every time I drive alone at night, I never check the back seat anymore.